Donald Trump, never one to shy away from controversy, has once again thrust himself into the center of a constitutional debate. He is openly flirting with the idea of seeking a third term as President of the United States. This audacious ambition flies in the face of the 22nd Amendment, a cornerstone of American democracy that explicitly limits presidents to 2 terms in office. Trump's statements, delivered with his trademark bluster, have sent shockwaves through the political landscape, raising questions about his respect for the rule of law and the sanctity of the Constitution. The 22nd Amendment, ratified in 1951, was enacted precisely to prevent the possibility of an individual accumulating excessive power and morphing into a quasi-monarch. It stands as a bulwark against authoritarianism, a principle deeply embedded in the fabric of American governance. Trump's casual dismissal of this amendment is a stark reminder of his penchant for challenging democratic norms and institutions. Trump's supporters, unfazed by the constitutional constraints, cheer on his ambition. They view him as a savior, a strong man who can restore America to its former glory. His detractors, on the other hand, see his third-term talk as a dangerous power grab, an attempt to subvert the very foundations of American democracy. The nation stands divided, bracing itself for yet another tumultuous chapter in the Trump saga. Trump's legal team, known for its creativity in bending the rules, is reportedly exploring various avenues to circumvent the seemingly insurmountable barrier of the 22nd Amendment. One such strategy involves a convoluted maneuver where Trump would run for vice president in 2028 and then ascend to the presidency should the elected president resign or become incapacitated. This scenario, however, faces a formidable obstacle in the form of the 12th Amendment, which explicitly bars anyone ineligible for the presidency from assuming the vice presidency. Legal scholars across the political spectrum have scoffed at the notion of a Trump third term, dismissing it as a legal impossibility. They argue that the Constitution is unequivocal in its language, leaving no room for interpretation or manipulation. The 22nd Amendment's 2-term limit is absolute, they contend, and any attempt to circumvent it would be met with swift and decisive legal challenges. Despite the overwhelming legal consensus against a third term, Trump remains undeterred. He continues to tease the possibility, fueling speculation and keeping his name in the headlines. His supporters, fueled by a potent mix of loyalty and wishful thinking, cling to the belief that he will find a way to overcome the legal hurdles. The possibility of a Trump third term, however remote, has injected a potent dose of uncertainty into the American political landscape. Trump's pronouncements about a third term have reverberated throughout the political establishment, eliciting a mix of reactions that underscore the deep polarization that continues to grip the nation. Some Republicans, emboldened by Trump's enduring popularity among their base, have openly embraced the idea of a third term. They have gone so far as to introduce legislation aimed at amending the Constitution to allow for Trump's return to power. However, not all Republicans are on board with this audacious plan. Some fear that tampering with the Constitution for the benefit of one man sets a dangerous precedent, eroding the very principles of democratic governance that they claim to uphold. They worry that such a move would further divide the country and undermine faith in the political system. Democrats, for their part, have been united in their condemnation of Trump's third-term ambitions. They view it as a blatant attempt to subvert the will of the people and cling to power at all costs. They argue that Trump's disregard for democratic norms poses a grave threat to the future of American democracy. The battle lines have been drawn, setting the stage for a fierce political showdown over the legitimacy of a Trump third term. While the legal and logistical hurdles to a third term seem insurmountable, it is crucial to understand why Trump continues to dangle this possibility before his supporters. Some analysts believe that Trump is simply engaging in his trademark brand of attention-seeking behavior, craving the spotlight and the adulation of his base. By floating the idea of a third term, he keeps himself at the center of the political conversation, ensuring that his voice remains dominant in the Republican Party. Others speculate that Trump is using the third-term talk as a strategic maneuver to maintain his grip on the Republican Party and influence the outcome of the 2028 election. By positioning himself as the kingmaker, he can dictate terms to potential successors and shape the party's agenda in his image. This strategy allows him to remain a powerful force in American politics, even without holding elected office. Trump's claims about his unparalleled popularity and the stolen 2020 election further muddy the waters. These demonstrably false assertions, repeated ad nauseum to his supporters, serve to delegitimize the current administration and sow seeds of doubt about the integrity of the electoral process. By perpetuating this narrative of victimhood and grievance, Trump seeks to maintain his hold on his base and cast himself as the rightful heir to the presidency. In conclusion, while a Trump third term remains a legal impossibility, it is crucial to recognize the strategic calculations underpinning his rhetoric. Trump's pronouncements about a third term are more than just idle musings. They are a calculated attempt to retain power, shape the political landscape, and keep the nation captivated by his every move. Only time will tell if he will succeed in bending the American political system to his will once again.